Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video, and there's no silly intro today, nah, the silliness was kept for on the park as a Rangers team strolled into a home match on a beautiful, perfect surface that's perfectly suited for a free-flowing, fast, attacking football under Phil Clement and dropped that type of performance, which is so damn confusing because if you look at our week, ladies and gentlemen, right, you could envision us dropping points when you play the likes of Hearts. At that time, they were the most informed team in Scotland. Hadn't been beat for 3 months, had the most informed striker in Scotland. They were absolutely on flames, but we dismantled them at the exact same surface, at the exact same stadium just a week ago. From the first whistle to the last, we blitzed them, we attacked them, we ripped them to shreds. Then we go into the midweek game at Rugby Park, a place historically we are dreadful in. That there could have been the strike. That there could have been the points drop, because again, only one win separates our record at Rugby Park than obviously at Park Headson's returning at the top flight. That's how ugly and how hard Rugby Park is to win for us. Own the plastic, own this. That's what stops us from playing football. Oh, that malarkey, troops. Somehow, some way we managed to dodge those bullets and made us feel fantastic as we got 6 points out of 6 points at the 2 games that could have took some points off us. But when you come into this one, you look at this on the calendar at the end of the week, this there is the game that we should be flexing our muscle, where we should be coming out and playing free-flowing attacking football. But somehow, some way, we strolled into this game, and the players, honestly, we're nowhere near it for the first 15-20 minutes of the game. Now, I know some people will say, well, if you look at the stats, over 30 shots, there was clearances off the line. I get all that, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what happens when a Motherwell side takes a lead? They're just going to sit back. You're going to have shots. You're going to have loads of little pretty stats at the end of the game. That's what's going to actually happen. If you look at the game and you look at the way this game unfolded when it was 0-0 to start, who was the team that started this game off with a point to prove? Who started it the way we started it versus Hearts a week ago? It was Motherwell. They were brave. They were getting the ball down. They were zipping it. They were hitting switches on us. And we were just booting the ball out the park. And that there really confuses me. What was the mentality going in to this game? Because it's no the Rangers team I've came to expect under Phil Clement. It's a complete shadow throwback for previous failures. Now, I do have to preference this video by expressing, yes, I've got real displeasure and real frustration based on this game of football, but am I saying that's the league lost, or we threw it away, we've done that, or blah blah blah? I'm not going to go hysterical with either way this, because if there is one thing we've all learned, no matter what team you actually support in this league, is you can't get too comfortable and you can't get too happy, because this has been such an unpredictable season, and every time you're riding on cloud 9 feeling happy, you start to get chipped away, and every time you feel like, oh well, it's swung completely in the other way, the other side of the coin ends up giving a flicker of hope. So, aye, this is a major bump, a very unnecessary bump, a bump that shouldn't be happening completely, but we threw the league away. Nah, ladies and gentlemen, still games to come, we've got to play Celtic, etc, etc. I just need to explain that to everyone, because again, I'm going to go back to my frustration and real displeasure about this game of football. But in terms of league, we've just made it hard for ourselves. There's just no need for it, and it feels completely needless. Do you know what it feels like, ladies and gentlemen? Going into 90-minute games and keep doing outswingers to nobody. See how it's self-inflicted crap that we do to ourselves? Well, that's what this result is. That's a little capsule. The outswinging corners to nobody that we continue to stick by, even though it doesn't revert to anything, is the same self-inflicted nonsense we've done as we've threw away points that should not have only been in the bag, but should have been in the bag comfortably. Because again, Hearts were flying, Killie were flying, Motherwell, were struggling. Guess which one beat us? If that's not the most Rangers thing of all time, I don't know what is. Now, obviously, I think you could tell it wasn't a great game the day. I thought we grew into it and created chances, blah, blah. We will speak about that when we get to the game recap. But it's a game that is highlighting several things that's frustrated me. And I've been happy with how we've been playing. I've been happy with this. But it's two areas of the park I feel like was going to come back to haunt us at certain points and provide a bump in the road. And that's what's happened. ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, I said I didn't like Suter and Goldson playing together. And every time they've won, every time they've done this, I've been getting crap online. Comments saying, mind you said this, mind you said, well, this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, because it's no single game, single focus. No, I'm talking about a season. The two centre-backs that we play week in and week out right now, aren't they good enough together? It's not a partnership I believe in. They can't. You know what it's like? They're two of the exact same type of player. Neither one of them can header the football. Neither one of them can get a header on target. They all want it at their feet. They're very good with the feet. They can hit the ball. They're a ball playing centre back, both of them, but they're cut for the same cloth. They're the exact same. It's like that Chewing the Fat sketch where the manager steps up and the wee assistant. That's what it's like watching them two try and defend a single forward of the opposition in the SPFL. Just watch them. Whenever a long ball comes up, they're just holding each other's hand, doing the same stuff, and it's so glaring and it drives me absolutely mental now. Suter, I know everyone's flavour of the month. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I get crap every time he has a semi to decent game, but I'm seeing these mistakes every single game, and Suter's very lucky his name's no Connor Goldson, or he'd have been roasted for the Kilmarnock mistake that resulted in a Jack Butland wonder save. Let's not forget, a Jack Butland wonder save stopped the exact same thing that happened today. Suter losing his feet in and flopping on the flare that happened the day that cost us the very first goal of this game. Defensively, I just didn't like it. We need to get Balogun back in and amongst it, because at least he can win a header and he's no afraid of the physicality. Maybe afraid's not the right word, but maybe he relishes the physicality, because Suter and Goldie, for me, they're just mistakes that happen. I gave them praise when they deserved it versus Hearts. It's no an agenda. I've no got anything against them. I wish they were absolutely faultless, but they're the exact same player, and we can't have two players with the exact same faults and vulnerabilities playing week in and week out, or bumps like this will continue to happen if we're not good at the other side of the park and not clinical enough to be putting the ball into the back of net, which is the other side in my problems. We talked about it. We need a clinical goal scorer that's going to take a chance or take an opportunity. Goldson, for all his faults today, and listen, he was ridiculously poor. He dropped a ball on the free 4-yard line for Silva to smash into the back of net. 50 yards in, dropped right, free 4 yards out. Silva softly taps it back to the goalie. Desser's falling all over the place, being offside. It's the same issues, ladies and gentlemen. We're not good enough defensively. We've not got two good enough centre halves to overcome when the strikers that we've brought into the football club, who aren't clinical, didn't take their chances. I guess what you could say is there is people that's due a bad day at the office, but no 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people all at the exact same time, troops. That's just cruel for us, but I guess we've had a lot of reasons to smile over the last couple of months. We're due a wee bump. There's the bump right there. It'll be very interesting to respond, and again, it feels like a lesson to these Rangers players that they should have learned from previous years, not to ever take anything for granted and treat every game with the respect that it deserves. And I'm sure it would have been echoed, it would have been said going in to this game, but I just harper back to the first 5-6 minutes of this game when I turned round and I went, what are we doing today? What am I actually watching? And then the ball went in the back of net about 3 minutes after that, and truthfully, it wasn't a surprise, because the Rangers team we've came to expect didn't play the day. But I guess we're here for a game recap, so let's go ahead and get into it then, shall we? Again, the start for Rangers was embarrassing, but the start from a Motherwell perspective was spot on. They're pressing, they were brave, they didn't sit with 2 banks of 5 and just hit long balls. They were after us, they were trying to put pressure on Tav, they were smothering Lundstrom, and Rangers never knew what to do when Tav and Lundstrom weren't on their game and playing at a high level. We need somebody else to step up and try and grab a wee bit of the football, but it was bounce, 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 and it was no surprise again to me that the ball was in the back of net in the opposite way than we all actually hope. Rangers don't switch on defensively from a quick set piece. Hello. 2021 2-3 just called. We've just done a wee throwback, and then John Suter does what John Suter's been doing. He'd done it at Rugby Park that required a wonder save. He doesn't sort his feet out and then he just flops to the ground. Yet no matter what, I can scroll through Twitter. Maybe it's because people didn't like Goldson so much, they're trying to praise up and talk up John Suter and holding him up there like he's Simba, but I'm sitting here and he's a second coming to this, and I just didn't see it. Ladies and gentlemen, he fell there at Rugby Park. He falls there here again, but this time Butland Disney bail him out as the ball goes down. They cut it back and it's a great finish for Theo Bairn. That's 1-0 to Motherwell. And I think if you looked at the first 10-15 minutes of this game, could you argue with that scoreline? Annoyingly, frustratingly, and more importantly, disappointingly? Nah. There was very little of any response for Rangers. It wasn't right at their throat, it wasn't right attacking. We had to jump to about the 18th minute where there was a couple long shots. I mean, Dessers was offside about 3 times in a build-up. Ridvan put in a couple good crosses. One of them went to Dessers, but it's headed horrifically on that occasion. You then had to rely on a long shot for Ridvan that was well saved by Liam Kelly, and then a cross from Ridvan that I think Diomande tried to do like a scorpion kick, which was clever imagination for him as the ball was behind him, but again, it's well made for Liam Kelly, and you're just looking at it, and then a wee bit of a break as Tavernier whips the ball into the back post. It bounces over Stephen O'Donnell. On the ball is Ross McCausland. He's got Dessers there, but he tries a shot, it's blocked. I think it hits Dessers at one point, and then Dessers' shot is well saved for the goalie. And I think in a vacuum, if you take a step back and you look at this game right there, did it tell us right then and there, that minute, the ball wasn't going to go into the back of the net enough in this game? Probably. And it's at the 30th minute where I need to take a pause and talk about a referee again, and I can't be bothered, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? I've spent so many years here talking, and I have to talk about these goons. I need to talk about these clowns all the time because they're put in a position they shouldn't be in. And look, I'm not making excuses for why we lost today, but that right there, what you're seeing on your screen, is a red card. Both Sterling got a red card and Jose Cifuentes got a red card for tackles that were very, very similar, if no slightly less than what we're witnessing on the screen. Ross McCausland got injured because of this foul. The referee didn't even give a foul for the actual challenge, didn't even give a yellow card, and for some reason VAR decided not to look at that. Look, I'm not going down the conspiracy route or anything. I know Ross County got robbed for a handball in their game last Wednesday as well. We got robbed of a handball in there. We got the wrong decisions for VAR again. But what I'm telling you right now, if you actually pay attention and you can swallow your bitterness and your hatred for a few seconds, I'm looking in the eye, the referees in this country are embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not good enough. They shouldn't be put in the position that they are to take control of a game in a league that is trying to get up there and trying to go into European football. These control and strangle lives out of games. They shouldn't be anywhere near the second or third division. I'm not being overly critical here. That is shambolic, and for some reason all the clubs are paying £1 million a year or whatever it is for VAR, and VAR's not even telling the referee to look at that. Look at that. Why? But again, I'm bored of talking about referees. I truly, truly am. There's not one top flight referee that I think's got an ounce of ability. Truly. No saying bias, no saying agending, no saying cheating. They are absolutely guff. We need to go and get some guys for, I don't know, 3rd division in England or something. Bring them up here. We need something, man. But moving on for the clear red card that actually injured young Ross McCausland, speedy recovery. For that man, another Rangers player and a long list of Rangers player that's been kicked off a park for an injured from a foul. The referee doesn't deem a foul at all, ladies and gentlemen. Cantwell, there. Raskin, then earlier in the season. Lawrence, earlier in the season. Ross McCausland now here. You can go through them if we want. We can take all day. These guys have all spent length at the sidelines for a challenge or a foul that's not been deemed a foul for a referee. But moving on for that, again, we talked about the major opportunity as Silva came on the park. I was pretty happy with that substitution, if I'm honest with you, seeing Silva on. Goulton drops it on a sixpence. He's just got to hit the back of the net, ladies and gentlemen. It's his clear-cut opportunities. And what do we talk about in January? It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows. You are going to play poorly. You are going to concede bad goals. But you need a striker to put the ball in the back of net when it isn't your day. And today is the day we all tried to avoid in January. But it's came now. And that there is as gilt edge as it gets for Fabio Silva. Now I could talk about the several corners that we had. The 7-8 corners we had in the first half. But truly, me and they, what's the point? Out swinging crap to nobody. Let's just get into the second half then, as Dessers was also ruled for offside just shortly before that. He actually whipped in a good ball as well for Tavernier. Tavernier does a good header. It looks like it's maybe gone in, but it's ended up being defendingly very well by, was it Mugabe? I can't remember the exact Motherwell defender, if I'm honest with you, but it was a great bit of defending for Motherwell. On goes the second half. More crappy corners and everything like that, but out swinging corners. Everyone likes them, expected goals nonsense on your laptops, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on for all that crap, we need to get into the 50th minute of the game where we're actually given a penalty kick, and the way that even the penalty was given was an absolute shambolic call by the referee, because the ball comes in for Ridvan. Silva chips the ball over. I think it's O'Donnell that's sliding, by the way, and I think, is it Casey, sorry, that's also there, but it's clearly a penalty kick. He's chipped the ball over the defender wipes him out. He actually gets fouled twice in the build-up, and somehow, some way, the ball needs to go out a minute later for the referee to go, oh wait, VAR's actually want to talk, and then VAR took 6 minutes. 6 minutes to look at Silva chip the ball up and get tackled. Why is it taking 6 minutes? Everybody could see that. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, because the referee's allowing it too long, there's a wee bit of handbags by O'Donnell, who gets booked for like a kind of elbowing, slightly elbowing, whatever you want to call it, on Diamande. But the referee's lost calling this. There's head knocks gone away, the place that he's playing on. Goldson gets slapped in the face as well, gets told to get up. It's like, what is going on? Dessers is literally chasing the referee up. Dessers chased the referee more the day than he chased the actual football. No wonder he's blown 70 minutes into a game, because he couldn't understand why his jersey's getting ripped off his there that everybody in the stadium can see, but the referee can't see it once in the game. Oh, that also reminds me that Dessers had the ball in the back of net before we did make it 1-1, but it was clearly offside. Nothing wrong with this one. VAR used correctly to rule out a goal that was offside. Nothing. They got that one spot on. But again, up steps Tavernier, puts it top in. Should be one each. It should be the opportunity to go on and build and win this game. Grab the game by the scruff of the neck. But again, it just wasn't there the day. It just wasn't flowing at all. It really, truly wasn't your day. As every time we looked good, it came on the back of maybe Motherwell looking good, as Theo Blair just ran Suter. He just ran away from him, man. I'm going, what is going on? Takes him a walk, cuts inside, and thank God he tries to do a dreadful shot, by the way, instead of passing his Spittle, who's wide open, because Goldson's towing a caravan back there. He's no marking it or covering it, but Blair tries the shot. It's well saved by Butland. He rolls out to Lunny. Lunny runs the length of the park. Motherwell try and take him out. He runs it, passes to Sterling. Sterling shoots it just wide. But that's what I'm talking about. Every chance that we had came for shambolic madness at the back that gave Motherwell an opportunity to counter. And before Motherwell made it 2-1, who hit the bar? Who had the clearest cut opportunity? It was Motherwell, as Blair again rattles the ball for coming in, as Ridvan, Suter, just no communication between them. The ball comes in. The bar's been rattled. But before Motherwell do put it in the net for the second time this afternoon after a fantastic delivery, we actually have another opportunity. 72nd minute, that's what I'm talking about. Ball goes down, Silva backs heels it to Ridvan. Ridvan puts it on a plate. There's nobody attacking the front post. Again, we've got 4 Rangers players at the same area of the park. You've probably forgot about this instance, but look at it, because what happens 60 seconds later? The ball's in the back of net the other way. We've just got no instincts in and amongst there. That's where a number 9, an out and out number 9 needs to be. Ridvan's done the right thing. He's drilled it into an area that needs to be seen, but there is 2 Motherwell defenders and 4 Rangers players all at the back post. It's just poor, but again, we've not got that. We've talked about it since January. We've talked about it for the summer. It's just not there. And it came back to bite us the day. Now, the goal actually comes from an outswinging corner, believe it or not, that's ended up kind of cleared away. But I don't think it's cleared very well for Diamande, and you've got to be critical, as he's got to do better here. But he tries to chase the man down, but it's a ridiculous cross to the back post. It's got pace, direction. And again, there's actually people attacking difficult areas in the actual park, meaning there's no another defender to do it. And it's a brilliant header for Casey. He's obviously given the VAR celebration to wind up the Rangers fans and everything like that. But it's a brilliant goal. It's a brilliant cross. And you'd argue they probably deserve it up to that point, and that makes me sick to my stomach. How's this happening? Fir Park, Cowfield, McDermott Park, this, Rugby Park, Plastic, Tony Macaroni, whatever you want, you can understand. Difficult days. I can't understand that level of performance, where we are, how we would be playing the Ibrox. I really can't. But again, we're 2-1 down. We need to chase the game. There was very little in terms of response again for about 10 minutes after they scored. Then we had some opportunities. I mean, Ridvan and Lunny has a double save, expertly done by Liam Kelly. Connor Goldson has a free header, probably to make up for his mistakes. Has been ran ragged all afternoon by one. Why is it always one player that can just embarrass 2 of our centre halves? Yet we need 3 or 4 in the attacking areas. We'd never get a striker anymore. Maybe Morelos in his prime, but I'm talking about somebody just cooking an entire defence. We had 2 centre halves on Blair. He was on his end by about 50 yards. Yet every single time the ball went up, it absolutely roasted the two of them. Honestly, it was awful, man. And again, Goldson misses a free header after a wonderful delivery fired in by Ridvan. Then Tavernier's turn to whip out and pick out John Souttar with a free header. I'm just sick of saying it, man. We've got nobody that can header a football. We just didn't. They're not good enough at winning the header. That's why they can't defend at set pieces. They can't attack set pieces, yet they play every single week. We need them to step up and grab the game. If you can't defend, at least chip in the other way. But there's 2 free headers for our 2 centre halves that they couldn't even get on target. Never mind busting the net, which they should, as they have 2 free headers 6 yards out. Moving on, for that one we then have a goal line clearance. As per, we have a fantastic save for Liam Kelly. We then have another goal line clearance as Silva tries to header the ball back over, and it's greatly defended by McGinn, I believe. And now we huffed and puffed and created chances, but I mean, it was far too little late. You know what I mean? You can't turn up in the 87th minute and play well and create chances for 10 minutes and expect to truly win a game of football. This is one that got away for us today. Absolutely, it's a real kick in the stones. And I would normally say we've got to learn for it and go again. And that's certainly the case under Phil Clement. He's got to look at that and wonder what the hell actually happened. But there's a couple in there that's putting in the same performances that's hurt us year upon year upon year. And I just didn't get it. They've had enough kick up the arses. Why do they continue to need more? And why are they always at fault for the actual goals and all that as well? Painful, ladies and gentlemen, but that's football. We unfortunately cannot win them all. We need to go out and do our business now and get back to winning games of football, and hopefully just consider this one a little black mark on our calendar and say that was the day that we didn't turn up and it was just a bad day at the office. And what's your opinion down there? Let me know in the comment section below, and as always I will see you for the next video, which will be a preview for Benfica. Were they more interested in European nights? Was that where their heads were at? Is that what's caused us to limp into this one? It's going to be one I think about all night, ladies and gentlemen, because still I don't understand what happened today. What about you? Let me know. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and bye bye.